If you want to know how to make this beautiful simple bow dress, grab yourself a popcorn, sit aside and enjoy watching this tutorial because it is a very simple one. All right. Here is a list of materials I used to make this dress. Okay, you can go ahead and purchase your materials using this list. All right, so I folded my lining into two like this is a satin fabric I'm using as my lining, so I folded it into two and then I ruled a straight line across there, which is going to be my starting point and also my shoulder line. I divided my shoulder measurement by 2 and then I marked it on that line, and then from there I'm going to go down by 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch. Then I'm going to go in by 3 inches for my neck width, and then I'm going to go down by 2 inches for my neck depth for the back. Okay, then I'm going to be connecting these 2 points together like this to create my neckline. So from that point I'm going to make a straight line there to meet with the neckline, just like that. And then from there I'm going to go down by my armhole measurement, which is 8 inches. I'm going to mark it there. I'm going to connect with a straight line this way. Okay, next I'm going to go down from my shoulder line to my body's length, okay, which is your waistline. Okay, I'm just going to mark it out there and connect with a straight line. I'll also go down from my shoulder to my bust point and then I'm going to connect with a straight line. You can go ahead and mark out your under bust measurement if you want to, okay, but I'm not going to be doing that. So next I'm going to be dividing my bust circumference by 4 and then I'm going to mark it on that line like this way. Okay, and then I'm going to be making a curve there to create my armhole curve, just like that, starting from my shoulder line to my bust point line. So I'm going to be dividing my waist circumference by 4 and I'm going to mark it there and I'm going to connect with a straight line this way. Okay, so I'm going to be adding my 1 inch sewing allowance for the bottom part, and then for the side I'm going to be adding 1 inch as well, just like that. For the armhole I added half of an inch, then for the shoulder half of an inch. Then I'm not going to be adding anything on the neckline. This is the back piece we are cutting. Okay, we're going to use it to cut the front piece. All right, after that I'll go ahead and cut out this following the lines I just drew out. Remember, we cut out this piece using the back neckline. I'm going to pin this together like this in order to cut out the next piece. So I folded my fabric into two again like this, and I'm going to be cutting out the back. So first I'm going to be going in by 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. You can as well make it 1 inch, is up to you. Okay, after that I'm going to rule a straight line there, and then I'm going to place my piece like this on that zipper allowance line. I'm going to place it there. We are trying to cut out the back piece now. Okay, I'm going to secure these two pieces with my pins. Okay, so it's not going to move around when I'm cutting. Next I'm going to cut this following the first piece we cut out. Okay, after that I'm going to open up the zipper allowance like this. Okay, so now we are done cutting the lining. We are going to cut the main fabric now. I'm going to fold my fabric into two like this. Then I'm going to be placing the back piece on it. First I'm going to pin the two fabrics together before cutting it out. Okay, after that I'm going to go ahead and cut out this following the lining piece. Okay, then I'll go ahead and cut the front piece. I'll also pin it down before cutting it out. All right, so I'll go ahead and cut this out. Okay, following the lining piece, just like that. So from the neckline, not the stitching allowance, I'm going to go down by 9 inches or 8 inches. Then I'm going to connect with a straight line and then cut out that part. I want my neckline to be a V neckline. So this is the front piece and then this is the back piece. I'll go ahead and open up the zipper allowance like this. Next I'm going to be stitching everything together. First I'm going to be stitching the main fabric. I'll put the back piece and the front piece together, and then you make sure the right sides are facing each other. I'll place them together like this. Making sure the right sides are facing each other, I'll stitch on the shoulder line using half of an inch. Okay, and I'll also do the same thing for the lining. I'm going to put them together like this. I'll go to my sewing machine and stitch on the shoulder line. So when I was done stitching, this is what I had. I'm going to also place them together again this way. I'll place them together again, right sides facing each other. Then I'll go ahead and pin them together using my pins. Now I'm going to stitch around the neckline, but do not stitch through the zipper allowance, okay? Skip the zipper allowance and stitch around the neckline. Remember to back stitch. After that, I'm going to go ahead and notch around the neckline. I'm going to make notches around it. Then I'm going to turn it to the right side. This is it, okay? This is what the neckline is looking like. So I'm going to be placing these two pieces like this. I'm going to top stitch on the armhole just to keep the two pieces together, okay? So now I am done stitching the armhole together. This is what I have. So now I'm going to be taking my armhole measurement like this. Measure around the armhole just the way you see me doing like this, and then I'm going to be cutting out my sleeve. I'm going to fold my fabric into two and I'm going to rule a straight line there. First, I'm going to go down by 23 inches for my sleeve length, okay, including my stitching allowance. All right, then after that, I'm going to go down by 5 inches over there. Go ahead and mark out 5 inches there. I'm going to be making a curve from that very point to this particular point I just marked out, okay? Just make a curve like this. I'm going to go down by 10 inches or 9 inches, and then from there I'm going to be dividing my bicep by 2, and then I'll mark it there. I'll also mark the round sleeve measurement. I'll divide it by 2 and then also mark it there, and then I'm going to connect all the points together like this. Then I'll go ahead and pin it down before cutting it out. Remember, while I was marking out my measurement, I was also adding my stitching allowance, okay? Then I'm going to cut out this piece and then use it to cut out the second piece. So this is it here. Now I'm going to be attaching the sleeves to the bodice. I'm going to notch the center of the sleeve, okay? First, I'll go ahead and notch the center of the sleeve like this, and then I'm going to put that part where I notched on the shoulder line this way, right sides facing each other. I'll go ahead and stitch around the sleeve like this. I'll do the same thing on the other side. So now I am done stitching. This is what I have here. I also went ahead to overlock the rough edges. I'm going to put the sleeves together like this. Put them together like this. First, I'm going to hem the sleeve. I'll go ahead and hem the sleeve. After hemming the sleeve, I'll put it together again, and then I'll make a straight stitch from that very point. I'll make a stitch from there like this, and then I'm going to stop there. I'll do the same thing on the other side, okay? So now I am done hemming the sleeve and stitching it down to that point like I mentioned. I'm going to be stitching the sides now, okay? So now let's go ahead and stitch this side. Right now I turned this piece to the wrong side. This is the wrong side of my fabric, okay? I'm going to be joining the lining pieces together like this, making sure the right sides are facing each other. I'll also join the main fabric this way. I'll make sure the right sides are facing each other, and I'm going to stitch from there to that very end, just like that, okay? Then after stitching, this is what you're going to be having after making your stitches. This is it. This is the right side, okay? And then this is the back area, and this is my stitches, okay? I went ahead to overlock everything. So I'm going to keep this aside and then move to the down part. This is my two net here. You're going to determine how long you want your dress to be, or how full you want your dress to be. Remember, I said I am using about 20 to 25 yards of net. So I'm using the whole full length of this net, okay? Now, for the length of my dress, I cut out 21 inches. Then later I discovered it was long. I went ahead to trim the down part out, okay? I went ahead to trim it to the level I want, okay? I have a tutorial on how to gather your net. I'll be dropping the link in the description box, okay? Before you gather your net, make sure you take your waist circumference, measure around the waistline like this, okay? This is going to be the length you're going to gather your two nets. That was what I did here. I also made another piece. I have two pieces here. So what I'm going to do is to join the two pieces together and then make a straight stitch. After stitching, this is what I have here. This is it after stitching. Okay, I've already trimmed the down part. Like I said, it is now a little bit short because this is the way I want it. So if you want a longer one, you can go ahead and do what you want. So for the lining piece, I cut out 2 pieces of it. This is it. Okay, so the length of this lining piece here is about 16 inches. Okay, it's about 16 inches. So you can go ahead and hem the bottom part now if you want to. So what I'm going to be doing next is to pleat this lining here. I'm going to be pleating it like this. So after pleating it, I'll go ahead and place my net fabric on it on the right side. Okay, place your net fabric on it like this. That is after you're done making your pleats, and then I'm going to make a straight stitch. Then after that, the other lining, remember I have 2 pieces of it. It is the same length as the other one. Okay, the length is about 75 inches and then the width is about 16 inches. So for the for this particular one, I'm going to be pleating my hard net on it. So there is no measurement for the length of this hard net is 11 inches. So there is no measurement for the length. Just pleat as much as you can. But before you pleat it on it, make sure you leave about 1 inch at the top before you start making your pleating. And you're going to pleat this on the wrong side of the satin fabric or your lining. Okay, so this is it after I was done stitching the lining on the net. After I was done pleating it on the net, this is what I have here. Okay, this is it here. And then for the net part, I already pleated my net on the lining. I pleated on the wrong side of the lining. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is to attach the bodice to this net. I'm going to flip away the lining part. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to join the main fabric and the net fabric together like this. Okay, I'm going to join them together, right sides facing each other. I'll make a straight stitch. After that, this is what I am having. The next thing I'm going to do is to attach the net, the hard net on this part. Okay, now I'm going to open it up like this. I'll be stitching the hard net on the lining of the bodice. Okay, I'll put them together like this, right sides facing each other. Okay, so while making your stitches here, you're going to also be pleating this. So you go ahead and make your pleating as you're stitching down until you get to the end. Okay, okay guys, now I am done stitching everything together. I went ahead to put my zipper. I have a tutorial on how to put your zipper or how to attach your zipper to your board dress. I'll also be dropping the link in the description box. Go ahead and watch that video. It is a well detailed video on how to fix your zipper. Okay, I'm going to be wearing this dress for my birthday photo shoot. Go ahead and try it out. It is very, very, very simple to make. Thank you guys for watching this video. See you in my next one. Bye. I love you. Mwah.